Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm with a special guest. So this is your thrice time on my channel.
Also, I don't think I introduced myself. Hi, I'm Saurav. And I am currently like a rising fourth year studying computer science at Georgia Tech. That's like my
that's his whole personality.
My full background. No, I also do have a YouTube channel.
Which he hasn't posted for a while, but like I will link below.
Yeah, I haven't been posting that frequently. Actually, I don't think I've posted in over a year. But yeah, I think I'm really excited for today because I feel like we're gonna get into some really like deep, interesting, and also really like relatable topics that I'm sure you guys will find helpful.
Something that I can speak on and something that I think is definitely prevalent like in our age group is, like I said, I think the communication with relationships, platonic and romantic, is just bull crap. Everybody doesn't want to be the first person to like reach out, you know?
Maybe like, you know, like reaching out to like settle a dispute or something.
It's like a game of who can like not care less. Like, oh, I don't want to text him first because I don't want to seem too like
too
needy,
yeah.
Or that I want him too much. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I don't want to respond too fast. People are so afraid to just communicate and like ask each other questions. This, you know, atmosphere of like not giving a freak and like not caring makes it easy for people's intentions to be unclear. Like, it's not cool to be like, this is what I want. I've definitely noticed with girls, they'll be like, you know, talking to this guy, or I'll be like, oh, like, are you guys, so like, how's it going? That situation going or whatever. I'm like, oh, like I like him or whatever. We've been talking a lot and I like him, but I don't know what his intentions are. I want to tell him, like ask him, but I don't want to push him away.
Why is that normalized?
So why do you want to continue talking to this person if they don't want to like pursue anything with you, or if they're just being straight up unclear with their intentions? Like, it's okay to not vibe with somebody, to not like want a relationship or whatever.
I don't get like, what's the point of investing time into something that like you don't even know what the outcome's gonna be?
You know? Like you don't even know.
Like, is this a hookup? Is this this like something casual? Is this something official? Maybe I'm like more on like the upfront communication side of things versus like the like, let's not worry about this, we've been under the rug type of people. But like I would much rather know like earlier on whether someone's like what someone's intentions are, you know what I mean? Because we were talking about this earlier, but like your time is valuable, and so like investing all this time into something that you don't even know like what the outcome is, and like you don't know if that's what you want, right? Like if they are expecting the same thing in like your future, or in like kind of your future relationship as you want, like it's just a complete like you just stop respecting yourself, you know, when you do that.
I think a lot of people are like afraid and afraid to acknowledge the fact that they're really just like looking for attention. Oh, you know?
She said
like
it.
And I'm not like a saint about this either, you know? Like sometimes I be like just wanting attention, like
all that male attention.
Yeah, honestly, that's why girls like that like don't stop talking to that person, just because like they want the attention, like the validation, you know, that someone's talking to them. Yeah,
and kind of that like buzz, right? That like, oh, like maybe he's interested, maybe he's not. I feel like kind of part of the fun is like the game, you know? Like oh, like I don't know what he wants. Like if someone's like clear with their intentions, then there's nothing fun, or like there's nothing kind of
it's like
exciting
like
about
that's it. Like you like me.
Like
well on to the next.
On to the next. Let me like talk to someone more toxic, right? Like let me talk to someone who I don't know like what their true intentions are, because I kind of like that, like the excitement of like kind of not knowing your intentions, you know?
Normalize just like not talking to anybody.
Like
or
not
like being
pursuing.
Like it being okay for you to like not actively be like pursuing anybody.
There was a YouTuber, I don't know if you ever watched Best Dressed before, but I kind of like her like fashion content. Also, I really like her like kind of sit down video content, but she was talking about her love life, and in particular about how she thought that her like time being single was almost like a transitionary period between like going from one relationship to another. She kind of thought of it as like, oh, I'm single now, I need to be pursuing people to find my next relationship, right? And I think like kind of what you're trying to go for with this is like normalizing just like being comfortable being single and like not feeling like being single is like this transitionary
feeling like
period.
There's something wrong with you, or like
exactly
that you're like, I don't know, like I feel like, or that you're like wasting time or something like that.
Yeah, I think as soon as you start getting into college and then you graduate from college, then everyone's questions like, oh, like when are you getting married? Like, all that sort of stuff. And so like, I think, it's kind of tough to like feel that you don't need anyone and like, you don't need like a romantic partner. Society, I feel like also like paints relationships to be like perfect in a certain way. I don't know if like Instagram has kind of reinforced this. Yeah. But like you only see the good pictures, you only see like the Pinterest photos, like the like cute whatever aesthetic photos of relationships. Whereas like I feel like people don't recognize that like a relationship, or a healthy one at least, is like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like it's communication, there's like so many like problems that you have to like kind of work through. It's not a walk in the park at all.
People want the aesthetic, people like the idea of a relationship, and people like the idea of somebody, but it's like they don't actually want the commitment. And like, I mean, like I said before, like I do be talking about myself a little bit too. Like for me, like I don't take relationships, like romantic relationships, lightly. And like that's a huge commitment. And it's also like how I see it. It's like I feel like I'm on a road and I still don't really know where I'm going. Yeah. And like, why am I gonna take somebody in like the passenger seat if I don't freaking know where I'm going? You know what I mean? Like if I'm just like with like the roadmap in my hand.
I think it's a valid excuse, or it's just valid overall, that to like not be pursuing a romantic relationship because like you genuinely don't think you have time for one. A lot of people think that like, oh, like a relationship, like romantic relationship, like, that's not that much of a time commitment, but like that's actually a lot. And like it's constantly like you have to be thinking about like, how to like best mitigate the issues. And then dating is like a whole nother thing where it's like, it kind of can become all it can consume yourself after a while. Also, it's really valid to like seek out like satisfaction from like the platonic relationships that you have. That's kind of what I do. Like I invest so much into my platonic relationships, and that's really what gives me like the love and the support and all that I need.
Yeah, you can, get the love you seek in like romantic relationships from your friendships, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, like from your friendships and from yourself. An issue that a lot of people have with themselves, and a reason like why they are like seeking out romantic relationships, so like that is because like even though maybe they have good friendships, or most of the time it's because like they don't necessarily have a good support system, they don't have good friends. I've noticed this a lot like in girls, but it's like they value male attention and male validation and like male approval more than like friendships with their girls. Yeah. It's the reason why when people like jump into relationships, like they immediately like just cut off all their friendships. It's because like they value that romantic relationship more than their friendship.
And I think that's so toxic. Like I think once you kind of only talk to and only interact with like one or two people, and if that one person is your significant other,
it's like what happens when they're gone?
Yeah, what happens when they're gone?
When y'all break up?
Or like, are you gonna be that person that like grows to be like this adult, like grown ass person that has no friends outside of your significant other? I'm sure that like you will come to that conclusion later on that like, hey, like why don't I feel lonely? Like I still don't feel fulfilled, because I think as humans, we need, obviously we want that romantic relationship, we want that connection, but we also need these like platonic relationships as well. Like they're so uplifting and they can be like, honestly, hiking a better time. But like,
it's like weird to like go in on a date with like an idea already in your head or in both of you guys' head that you're potentially gonna like date. It's such like an unnatural environment because like if you meet somebody in real life, say you guys are already friends, right? Like you're probably friends in the first place because you slowly like over time like got to know each other and maybe slowly developed feelings or something like that. You don't go in like say we meet each other like me and Saurav like first date. What was that, like frat guy like?
That was terrible.
He's actually
Cut it out.
He's actually in. I can't even think of like a fraternity.
Sig app. Actually, a DTD, Sigma Nu. I don't know.
We meet like first day college. I'm not meeting you with the expectation of like potentially dating you or something like that. But when you're in like a dating environment or on these dating apps, it's like you're already going with that intention, and I think things like move like this so quickly. Yeah. And people are so quick to be like, I mean, it's okay to like know your intention, right? But it's like, how am I supposed to like know what I want, like know my intention, like know if I want to date you if I don't even know you?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and I think there's also, I feel like, a lot of pressure too. Yeah. Like on these dating apps. Like if you're gonna go on like a Tinder date or whatever, I don't know, like Bumble date, I don't know. Like you kind of want to impress, and that kind of all stems back to what you were saying earlier about like boundaries. And it's hard to kind of set those, right? Like during like a date where you want to like impress, you know? And you know that like, oh, this might be the only time that we meet. And so like I want to make sure I'm not like, I'm being as cool as like likable as possible. I definitely like that like progression where you start off as friends, you like have the same interests, like you start liking each other for like kind of different aspects of their personality, and then like it slowly kind of grows into something like romantic. Whereas like, I don't know, dating apps just seem like you're all just like
desperation.
Yeah, you're all just like fishermen, like putting out your lines, trying to catch whatever fish you can get. Like I feel like it can breed insecurity in like not only your looks but also like kind of how you act, because I feel like people are so quick to just like drop you on those apps.
If you hit me with that hey, you're gone. Like, I was like kind of interested in this one guy on there, and we were like having a good conversation, and I left him undelivered for like maybe like a day or two. And then he just like hits me with that, so when you coming over? Like, like when you coming over and watch a movie with me? I was like, unad.
Not that.
Like, I was like, never.
When are you coming over? Oh my god.
Like, yeah, I don't know. People like
that's the crowd on these dating apps. That's the thing. I feel like these people that you meet in like real life or like in these classroom settings are a lot more like, I don't know what's the right word, like intelligent and like less of a douchebag.
I think, you know, I'm not that person. I mean, obviously, you know, I have my bad times, but like when I hear girls say like all men are trash, blah blah blah. Obviously, there's some truth.
Like example A, exhibit A.
In general, I forgot the point. I think, okay, this is my ultimate point. It's the platform itself of the dating apps that promotes this behavior. That's the reason why this hookup culture is a thing, you know? Yeah. Because of phones, because of texting, because of dating apps. It's all because of that. You know, obviously hookups were a thing in the past, but more as of now.
More accessible,
because they're able to do this type of stuff. All it takes is like one message when you're coming over.
To watch a movie.
And like a girl would just be like, bet. Guys are like, oh, well, I don't have to put in any effort.
It seems like everyone's trying to find someone, and like if they're bored with the person that they're talking to, swipe right on the next person, boom, another conversation comes up, you know? Yeah. It's like people are just so disposable nowadays, and it's just like, I feel like it's kind of an impediment to like developing those deeper, more meaningful connections and romantic relationships that we were discussing. Like, if you know, like, hey, there's like, how many downloads of Tinder are there? There's probably like millions of people that use the app, right? And so like, if you know that like, oh, there's like a million other like girls or guys or whatever that I can swipe on, why am I this person that I'm currently talking to is totally disposable, right?
Yeah.
Like that kind of prevents you from like actually trying to develop a connection.
Yeah, and like once you delete it, once you like delete dating apps, it's like you develop more self-confidence because like you have to validate yourself instead of like depending on like these
like
randos.
Yeah, they don't even know.
That you don't even know.
Yeah.
You know, to like approve of you.
I guess it's kind of like a good and bad thing with these dating apps where like you know that there's always more people out there because like let's be real, a lot of men on there are like not it.
are not it. I wonder what you're gonna say there.
If you really think about like swiping on someone or like, you know, like meeting someone online, a lot of the times it just ends up being like most people don't read the bios, they just think they're cute.
Yeah, it's mostly just attraction.
It ends up being like a lust sort of thing rather than like an actual like, oh, you're kind of cool. You're like a really cool person.
I think like I've had this thought before when I was like on dating app stuff. I'm like, how many of those people that I swiped left on that I wasn't like initially like attracted to?
Yeah.
Or most of the time, let's be honest, their photo just isn't good.
Yeah.
Guys don't know how to like take photos of
and
themselves. That's tea.
That's yeah.
Yeah, anyways, so book me, let me get you a good photo for your Tinder. Like, how many of those guys that I wasn't like initially attracted to could I have actually had like a solid connection with?
Yeah.
But I, you know, didn't because they didn't even get the chance.
Yeah.
I didn't even get the chance to like talk to them just because I wasn't initially like, he's my type.
I think it's natural though, like to kind of go off of someone's pictures. I mean, if someone has like this blurry ass picture or like if they have like a zoomed in picture of their face, I mean, I'm sorry, like
they have a photo with like the girlfriend and it's like blocked out. It's like squiggled out. He's like could be you, but you playing in his bio. Or the photo of his sister and he's like not my girlfriend.
Like we both like photography, we both like capturing a moment, and we both like fashion, we both like things like that. And so like,
but you said like fascism.
we both like fascism. We don't like fascism, but no, like, and seeing someone's Instagram, and if they don't reflect that, then like that's kind of also like a interest like mismatch, you know? Like if they're not interested in like these kind of more artistic endeavors, like it might not be a match, you know? Whereas like if it's someone who has nice pictures, has like really interesting cool outfits on their like on their Instagram or Tinder or whatever, like it's more likely to be a match.
Hope you guys like enjoyed this. Leave a comment on your hot takes.
Yeah, let us know if like you found any of this helpful or like informative, or if you agree, disagree with us, etc.
Or if you just thought we were dumb.
Yeah.
Leave that in the comments.
Leave that in the comments, please. We love to read those. But yeah, I think yeah. That's a wrap.
Bye guys.
Bye.